All right, so for our final exercise about the binomial, I'm actually going to show you how this is even easier in our online class. And that's because we have the ability to use online calculators and tools instead of focusing on the actual little calculators that we have, like a TI 8384 or the 36X. So I'm actually probably going to move this video above some of the other ones in the practice quiz, just so that we can sort of shortcut. And you can, in the practice quiz questions, use this calculator. So know that when you look at the video for exercise 2, which will come after this, that you could definitely use the online calculator to do that. So I would suggest using the online calculator to check the work that I did using the graphing calculator. So first and foremost, a reminder about how we're supposed to recognize that something follows a binomial. We can see here we have a P and an N. I know that I'm overdoing this because you guys have just gone through all of that stuff. But when we move on to the exam, which is coming next week, it's going to be really helpful to know when we're dealing with binomials. So N and P are a good heads up. The other piece is looking for that outcome, right? That binary outcome that we're looking at. And so here, a fatality involving an intoxicated or alcohol impaired driver, there's our outcome, a yes or a no. So we've got our N, we've got our P, we've got our yes, no outcome. We could check the rest of Ben's, but I'm feeling pretty good, especially because they ask us later to go find a probability that we're in binomial land. So the first probability they ask us for is exactly 5 of the fatalities involving an intoxicated or alcohol impaired driver. So here we're just looking for the probability that X is equal to 5. And I have a pretty sweet little binomial cheat sheet that I'll post up under the calculator section that can help us sort of discern how these read. But the exactly questions are pretty straightforward. In the little calculator, this would be a binom PDF question, but I'm going to show you how we can do this using the calculators that exist online. So if you go to your course site, I've now added under the course resources section in the modules a binomial calculator. And so this is also where the binomial cheat sheet and the normal calculators will live. All we're going to do is we're going to enter in our probability of success, which I've already forgotten because I've talked too much, 0.35. So we're going to grab that, guys. So 0.35. We had number of trials, which was 12. And then the X, the number of successes, is what we're looking for. So that was a 5. And then I'm just going to scroll down and tell this thing to calculate. And you can see the nice thing about this online calculator as opposed to the little calculator, the graphing calculator, is the graphing calculator only has the ability to do the regular equal to and then the less than or equal to. And this gives us every possible iteration. So the hard work of a binomial question is more reading for what the question is asking more than it is actually doing the calculations. So the correct answer here, we just wanted equal to 5, so 0.2039. So, and now I do want to tell you there is a binomial worksheet due this week. What I expect to see in terms of work is this. I expect you to give me the notations so that I know which of those different things you grabbed off the calculator as well as your value. That's it. There is also a StatCrunch calculator. I'll use that on the next one so you guys can see and make a decision whether you want to use the built-in StatCrunch calculator for the binomial or if you want to use that binomial calculator that I've linked on the site. So the second question here says find the probability. So again, we're looking for a probability. And then it says that at least 2. So again, I'll give you a cheat sheet that sort of breaks down all of the mathematical ways to say these inequalities. But at least is a greater than or equal to. You got to be at least 21 to go to the bar. So this is what we're looking for. Would be really easy, really straightforward to go back to that calculator and just change this 5 to whatever the heck I was looking for, which I've already forgotten because again, I talked too much, 2, and get out the right value, right? So I could just change this to 2 and then just pull the greater than or equal to right here. Now I'm going to show you StatCrunch just because I want to give you some options here. The one thing that makes StatCrunch nice is that you have to choose the direction. So it'd be really easy on the test to accidentally grab the wrong value from this. There's 5 different things here. I could see on the test just accidentally copying down the wrong one and then losing all the points for that problem. Now, if I uploaded work with the direction, I'd give you those points back, most of them, but I just want to show you what StatCrunch looks like. So downside of StatCrunch is that it would require that you log in, which sometimes if the password gets screwed up, if enough people try to log in with the wrong password, can be a problem. So we want to do, oh my gosh, a binomial calculation. So we're going to Stat Calculator and we're choosing binomial. And we just need to do exactly what we did in the last calculator. We need to tell it what our n was, what our p was, and then we need to choose here our direction and what our cutoff was. So like I said, a little bit nicer because we can't get distracted by all of those other choices. And you get a cute little visual sort of showing you, okay, if we had 0.35, 35% of 12, we'd expect around 4 of these fatalities to be caused by alcohol. And so greater than or equal to 2 actually involves the most common thing and all these others. So it makes sense that it's such a large probability. So it kind of gives you a visual, which is really nice as well. So 0.9576 is our right answer here. So 0.9576. And so you guys can take a shot at the last 2 and then see if you did them right. Choose whichever calculator you want to use. So I suggest pausing and then coming back. But we've got another probability. This one says half. Well, if we're talking to 12 people, half is just 6 of them. It's not greater than 6, not less than 6. And then no more than 3. Well, no more than 3 is one of those ones that breaks my brain personally. I can't handle it. I have to cross this off and then think about more than 3. I actually have to write out a list because my brain just doesn't handle it very well. So more than 3 would be all of this. So if I remove that and come back, it looks like what I care about is actually x is less than or equal to 3. So those would be the 2 that you would be looking for. I guess I can go ahead and pull them up in StatCrunch real quick. So first one was equal to 6, so let's change that. So 0.1281 is what you should have gotten. And then we had less than or equal to 3. So let's see what happens there. Oops. Less than or equal to 3. 0.0367. 3, sorry, I lied. I said 0.3. That was a terrible lie. I've already forgotten it now too because of that. 0.3467. 3467. So there we go. Anyways, I just wanted to point out that we have these great calculators. If you look through a lot of my review stuff, you're going to find stuff focused on the graphing calculator, and we don't need to have that in this class. And in fact, it is way more convoluted to use than these sweet online